Hey, hi, and hello, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you are doing well, and it's time for another weekly track roundup. Given my thoughts, opinions, and feelings on a bunch of songs that have dropped over the past week or so. Whether I love them or hate them, they are all linked down below, so you can check them out for yourself. Also linked down below, our Turntable Lab link. We get kickback from it. If you happen to buy some vinyl or turntable stuff, audio equipment, whatever they got over there, again, if you use that link down below, we get kickback from it. Also, our Patreon page is linked down below as well. If you want to support us in the process while getting some extra bonus monthly material, shout out to our continued sponsor, good people over at The Ridge, making these awesome, dank, amazing, fantastic minimalist wallets that fit nicely in that front pocket. Link down below, promo code MELON. That's all you got to do. And yeah, our YouTube Shorts page is down there as well. So check that out for all sorts of cool short form content that we do week to week. All right, worst tracks of the week. We have quite a few. What are they? Several, a handful. We have this new rap track from NF titled Hope. I went into it hoping it was good. It was not. It was too melodramatic, and the instrumentation was just pompous and annoying. The rapping was just a little too, I guess, in its feels to really convey anything other than just, you know, I guess overblown, out of proportion, I suppose. We have a new one from Big Time Rush. It's sugary, sweet, bland, and boring. Can't get enough? I can. I got enough in the first 30 seconds of this track. I'll say that. We also have a new one from The National. New Order T-shirt is the title of the track, and it's a very bland instrumental with a very boring story on top and a mention of a New Order T-shirt. I'm going to be retiring all New Order T-shirts in my collection for the foreseeable future. And we have a new one from the Jonas Brothers, and yeah, it's kind of got a really excuse me, drab 80s, I guess, like, I don't know, almost like classic synthy soul pop kind of vibe to it. Just really underwhelming track all around, and I'm not feeling it. We'll leave it there. Wings. Ugh. All right, meh. Tracks that I was not crazy about, insane about, but, you know, you might like them a little more than me. So let's shout them out. They are as follows. This new one from Yosuf and Lil Texas Deca. Of course, it's you know, some hardcore. It's got those BPMs. It's got the crazy freaking Full Metal Jacket samples and references to anabolic steroids. Nothing too, I guess, novel for from what we've been hearing from, you know, Lil Texas and collaborations that he's been doing as of late, but it goes pretty hard, and I don't know, when I listened to it, I guess it cleared my sinuses for a bit. Did do that. We have one also from The Weeknd, Die For You remix, Ariana Grande. She's fine on the track. It's okay. I mean, I think I'd much rather listen to the original. We have this new one from Lil Wayne as well, Can't Nobody. I think lyrically, Wayne is in rare form on this one, but the beat is just okay, and the DMX sample is pitched and annoying and incessant. I think there are probably more tasteful ways to, you know, sample X, frankly. We have a new one from this death metal band that I am just now hearing of with this album on the way. VoidCeremony, Writhing in the Facade of Time is the title of the track. And while I do think the vocals are a little dime a dozen, the performance is great, and they work some prog elements into their repertoire quite creatively. It stays really gruesome and ugly and heavy, but some of the guitar work and bass work is super impressive, along with the drums too. So if you do like your death metal a little progressive, you'll probably mess with this one pretty heavy. We have this new track over here as well from the forthcoming Unknown Mortal Orchestra album. This one is Nadja. And yeah, I think it's mellow, it's sweet, it's a low key, it's you know, quite feel good on the ears, but it doesn't leave a strong impression or anything like that. Usually I expect a more colorful and unique production from this project, but I'm just not quite getting it this time around, I guess. We have a new one from BabyTron as well, out on bond, because he is in fact out on bond, as he says. And, it's got some funny bars, and it's cool to see him in his bag after kind of getting out of a dicey legal situation a little bit. But, the production and kind of mixing are pretty mid as hell. Seems like it was really thrown together to kind of get this out ASAP in celebration of him, getting out, of course. Next, we have this new one from KAROL G with Shakira in the mix. Was expecting more fireworks from these two on a track, but it just kind of ended up being like a very generic reggaeton song with so-so vocal melodies and production aesthetics and so on and so forth. I mean, the beat is there and it's fine, but I just feel like it wasn't really built on all that creatively, frankly. Definitely not as colorful as this cover art over here. I'll say that. We have a Cocaine Bear remix featuring Pusha T on the track White Lines over here, which isn't too bad. I think the sampling and the beat's a little goofy, but Pusha does his thing on top, I suppose. It's kind of a lighthearted track for him, mood-wise, I suppose. Also, Kid LAROI over here. Brand new track from him. I Guess Love is the title. It's actually not too bad. I think Kid LAROI is drifting away from some of that emo trap, vibe and energy and aesthetic, and kind of settling into something a little more pop oriented. And I think he's sounding better in the process, frankly. I'm not in love with the track or anything like that, but I do think it is an improvement over some of his early stuff. We do have one also over here, Die For Me, from Halsey. And to me, this is just sounding kind of just like very bland trap balladry after all that crazy like Nine Inch Nails production on her last record, which I think, had her sounding pretty fiery and at least in a much more creative and daring space lyrically and vocally. This is not really hitting in any type of way, in my opinion. And we have one also from Conway, The Machine, Juicy J in the mix, as well as Sauce Walka, who sounds like he's in an argument with the beat and kind of ruins the whole second half of the song, in my opinion. But, Conway does his thing, beat goes, Juicy J is fine. I just feel like the second half is kind of a mess. We also have one from CHVRCHES, which sounds like your typical, high budget synth pop CHVRCHES track, very glossy, very punchy, very huge, very by the numbers for them. But, they have a pretty dedicated fan base that is expecting exactly this at this point. And I don't know. I suppose it's okay. Okay, next we have the best tracks of the week, the songs that I enjoyed the most over the past 7 days. They are as follows. We also have a track I want to shout out here from the new US Girls album, which is out now. The song is titled Tux. I'm not going to say too much about it because I am going to review the record soon. Just know that I think it is great. It's got some awesome disco vibes to it, but kind of out there and theatrical. Really digging it. We also have one from Susanne Sundfør. This is actually one of the most beautiful ballads I think she has put her fingertips to, honestly. The loving and infatuated lyrics are fantastic. The atmosphere is great. The vocals are stellar. The pianos are killer too. Loving it, loving it, loving it. It is just lovely, lovely, lovely. We also have a new one over here from Shame. I'm also not going to talk at length about this track because I do plan on reviewing this album ASAP. It's their brand new one. It's out now. Adderall is the title of the cut. It's a rockin' banger. Check it out. We also have a new one from Quavo over here, Greatness. Really cool mariachi samples on the beat over here. And Quavo, I think at least on the hook is killing it. I think, some of the verses are a little rough and spaced out, but it's super charismatic throughout, and I think it's handily one of the best solo cuts he's ever dropped. We also have Kirin J. Callinan coming through with a new single from an upcoming album cycle. Young Drunk Driver is the title of it. The production is really zany. The vocals are over the top and crazy as hell. I think it's going to be grating to a lot of listeners, but to those who are kind of already acclimated to the oddity of Kirin J. Callinan's very left field approach to pop, you will probably get a lot out of this track, frankly. And the lyrics are quite dark too, so check it out. We also have a new one over here from Uchis. The track is Moonlight. It is beautiful. It is sensual. It is amazing. Loving the production. I'm very excited for her new record coming out this year. We also have a new one from Full of Hell and Primitive Man, who have a collaboration coming very soon, a full-length collaboration. And this track over here that I want to point you to is the closing cut, Tunnels to God. And man, is this track amazing. The vocals are brutal. The chord changes are amazing. The chord changes are so freaking sick and dark and sinister. The whole intro part is noisy and has a really sick droney quality to it as well. It's a hell of a cut. It's a hell of a cut. Very long and very crushing and unforgiving as well. We have a new one over here from a band that goes by the name of Dust that I'm just hearing of recently. They're on the come up. Ward 52 is the name of the cut. And it's got kind of a classic post-punk quality to it, especially on the vocals and the rhythm section. But the layers and the guitars and the tones and the harmonies that hit at various points of the track are super heavy and kind of refreshing in terms of just how lush and I suppose smothering they all sound. It's got quite a heft to it. This track has quite a heft to it. Check it out, check it out, check it out. And that has been the weekly track roundup, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you got some good recommendations out of this one. Love ya. You're the best. I'll see you in the next one. Anthony Fantano, tracks, reviews, music, forever.